Hello and welcome to Theatrical Dance. I'm Mr. Magic and I'm going to go over quite a few things in this video to get you started on creating your own routines so you can perform in our theatrical dance shows. First and foremost, you should have grabbed your supplies, and those are going to show up in your inventory right here. Okay, and it's going to say theatrical dance supplies. Please make sure you have the most current version number of the supplies. There's going to be a few items included in here. Stage template, which please don't wear. The stage template coordinates, which those will come in handy for later on. Lots of animations, your dance HUD, okay, a pose ball for when you're going to create your stage, and routine info. Okay, so first we're going to go here. We're going to select our FloorSoft Dance HUD. We're going to drop it on the ground. And at first it's going to look like a big old ball of floating text. But once you zoom in, you'll kind of be able to see how that looks. It's actually kind of neat compared to how it looks from far away. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to need to put some animations in the HUD because the HUD comes empty. So open your HUD, and then you're going to see it has all these tabs. Go to Content. Okay, pick a few dances. Okay, and drag and drop them into the contents of the HUD. It may take a second or two for them to show up, but once they do, then you can hit the X. Go over, take your HUD. It's going to show up in your recent items. Right click, add the HUD, and that's going to show up on your screen, like so. I'm going to move this over because it's a bit off to the side, that way you can see it. Okay. Now, when you first get the HUD, it's going to be turned off, so go ahead and click Dance. That's how you turn it on. If you ever notice that off is white, that means that you're going to have to click Dance again to get started. Okay, we do not use the AO in this. We also do not use the plus sign. If you click that, it's going to start inviting everyone around you to your dance HUD, and you definitely don't want to do that because you'll have audience members dancing all over the place and it'll be a mess. So make sure that is off, and if it is ever on and someone says you're spamming them with invites, just click it again to turn it off so that it's gray. Okay, numbers 1 through 10 are going to be your menus, and we'll get into that a little later when we go to create a routine. However, the I menu is going to be extremely important. It is all of the animations that you just added into the contents of the HUD. And so that'll list those, and you simply click them to dance. You can just click from one to the other. It usually doesn't stop if you have them preloaded, but there you go. And so by clicking, you can do dances back and forth. Alright, so to stop dancing, you would click this square button on the bottom. Okay. Now that we've kind of gone over loading your HUD and dancing, I'd like to get into the administrative menu. So click that A that's directly next to the I. Alright, take a peek at these options here and follow along as I go through them. Okay. Back is just going to take you to the previous menu. Sync is going to sync up all dancers. You do not want to click this during a show or during your routine. This would be if you were, for example, out at a club with friends or something along those lines, and you wanted to sync everyone up. Adding dancers, if you click that, it's going to list everyone in your immediate area, and then you click individual names to add them. Remove dancers is the same way. It's also going to list you. So if there ever was a case where you were not going to be dancing using the HUD, but you wanted to puppeteer people, then you could, for example, remove yourself and leave everyone else on. Okay, change dancer groups. Number 5 here is going to be for a more advanced ability that you have with this HUD, and that is to have multiple people doing different animations at the same time. Okay, Load note cards also going to come in handy in a few as soon as we create a routine. That's what you would use to recall it and be able to play it back. Okay. We're going to ignore these two here, the wait sequence menu, the copy dances and delays, and we're going to move on to clear menu. If, for example, you had anything loaded into a menu and you wanted to remove it, you could simply click clear menu and click the menu that you wanted to clear, and then it's going to say in local that the menu was cleared. All right. Set theme. There are various themes in here. You can check those out if you want, but some of them are quite bright and it's difficult to see your options. Changing the HUD height and width. You can actually click on that and then you can make your HUD taller or wider. It is going to pop it back to the side of the screen. Okay, and I would suggest doing this if you wind up clicking the wrong buttons often. The HUD is on the small side. That's because people had a hard time with it when they had a smaller resolution. Okay. Same thing with HUD width. You can make it wider. Next option, number 13, load all animations. If you go ahead and click on that, it's going to make you flail around a little bit, but it's playing each one of the animations for just a split second so that it loads on your viewer and everyone else's. This is especially important to use before you're going to choreograph and before you're about to perform a routine on stage. So keep that in mind. It's one of the steps to performing. Okay. Reset is going to reset the HUD. It's also going to turn it off. So be sure that you click dance again in order to turn your HUD back on and add you to it. There is a getting started note card that you can take a peek at. It's not required reading, but if you wanted to learn a little more about the HUD and whatnot, then you're more than welcome to take a peek at that. Okay, down on the bottom, we're going to skip a bunch, but the only really important ones would be number 24 and 26. 24, freestyle recording. This is how you would record a routine. So you would go ahead and click it, and it's going to say on menu 1. This number here will match whatever number you have as your active menu, and also the menu up here. So if you have, if you change this to 2, it's going to say on menu 2, and then you'll have to look for your routine in menu 2. Okay, so essentially that is that for setting up your HUD, and in our next video we're actually going to go and start doing the choreography. So